And we're back. A little football, little college football, hopefully. Texas, Oklahoma.
If we have time.
Giant game last night, hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully.
But Giant game last night, Giants win 23-10.
Shock the world.
Shocked the world, but there's a lot of things I didn't like in that game from the Giants.
There's a lot more I didn't like about the Broncos. Even when the Giants win, we got to get pooped on by Jets fans. This is ridiculous. We've had a terrible year.
Jets fans have a right to be a little upset after yesterday.
The Giants have had a terrible year. We know. Give us our moment. Give us our one-win moment.
I think Jet fans have a right to be a little upset after yesterday.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that after this.
Yeah, we will.
But seriously, the Giants, they only won that game because Trevor Siemian and C.J. Anderson kept going in and out of the game because of injuries.
Yeah, but also Trevor Siemian threw how many picks?
He played hurt.
Not at the beginning of the game, he didn't.
Okay, but when he came back,
He didn't go. All right. Jack Rabbit had a pick six. There was a lot to look good. There was a lot of things that looked good about the Giants last night.
not their receiving core.
And also, that's not true. They actually played pretty well.
Yeah, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, so well, because I got the stats right here for you.
Okay, I said they played. Okay, go ahead.
Evan Ingram is not their receiving core.
Okay, he's a tight end.
He's a tight end.
But where did he play last night? Tell me. Where did he line up? In the slot.
Yeah, in the slot.
A lot of times, which is actually a receiver. Hot button press. Thank you. He played receiver last night pretty much for that game.
And he got 5 catches for 82 yards.
And a touchdown.
Had a good game.
And a touchdown. You forgot about that.
He had a good game. But Roger Lewis and Travis Rudolph and Tavares King, they combined for 3 catches.
Okay, but
That's your receiving corps now.
Okay, and you want to know what happened that Ben McAdoo did not do the whole year last night? He ran the ball more than 3 times.
With
and when you run the ball more than 3 times, you know what happens? The running game becomes successful. You can't run the ball 4 times and say, well, this ain't working. I'm going to throw the ball 46 times and lose the game by 35 points. No, Ben McAdoo, get a real job. Get off the team. You're terrible. You're a terrible coach. You won last night. You're like, yeah, my job is saved. No, it's not. Your job's not saved. And you know who else's job's not saved? Who?
Eli?
Oh, my God, not Eli Manning.
Well, that's kind of true.
Who's the GM of this team? Jake doesn't know the
I'm
GM
a Jet
of the
fan.
team. Okay, who's the GM of the Jets?
Mike McCagnon.
Where is he?
Where is he?
Yeah.
What do you mean, where is he? He's safe.
Who's the real GM of the GM of the Jets?
It's Mike McCagnon. What do you mean?
Who's the Jets owner?
Woody Johnson.
He had most of the say when he was...
No, he did not. Mike McCagnon and Todd Bowles together constructed the Jets. I don't want to hear about Woody Johnson.
Is that why they're so bad?
They're
not this year. No.
They should be bad this year, but they're not.
Should be.
And they have $80 million in cap hit next year. Cap room, I mean. They're good. They're set. The Giants aren't. Like, if you look at the team, Jeremy Curley, Jermaine Kearse, Robbie Anderson, they don't have the weapons, and they have McCown, a quarterback, that's still being successful.
Okay. But when they built a team, when they tried fixing what happened last year, the Jets, they were trying to sort of sew together a pretty big gashing wound.
They weren't trying to win this year, and it's kind of...
Okay.
They wanted to lose, and now that we're 3-3, we're in just a really rough spot. Do we go for it, do we not go for it?
Okay, well, here's the Giants' perspective. You have to understand, this is the thought process of Ben McAdoo and Jerry Reese.
You had to look up on the computer, so don't come at me.
Jerry Reese.
I'll call you out, you call me out.
Jerry Reese. I said Jake doesn't know. You don't know.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't need to know his name because he's not going to be the Giants champion.
I know McCagnon.
Here's the problem. It's because you want to know why I'm mainly uninterested in the Giants this year because they suck. But here's another reason.
Thanks.
You have Ben McAdoo, who can't run a team. You want to know why the Giants won last night? You want to know why?
Why is that?
Take a guess. Just a wild guess. Go ahead.
The running game.
Okay, no.
And the defense.
No, because Ben McAdoo gave up his play calls. He gave up play calling to the offensive coordinator. Finally, it took him 5 weeks. Any sane person that's not named Ben McAdoo would have understood, hey, wait a minute, maybe I'm the problem. Yeah, it's because you're, and the GM is, and this whole team is a problem. And Eli came out yesterday and showed that there's still something in the tank. There won't be next year because he has nobody to throw to, and this year is going to end up a failure. And the Giants, you know what's going to happen? They're going to be a failed team this year.
And by the way, unlike Joe, who hates his bad team, the reason I don't know much about this game last night is because I was watching my bad team, the Islanders, play the Sharks. So, I got an excuse. What's yours?
What's my excuse?
Yeah, 1-5 is your excuse.
You know what I was busy doing last night?
What's that?
Not watching the Giants.
Exactly.
Because I picked, listen, I actually picked I didn't pick the Broncos last night because I wanted to avoid it because I had hope in the Giants. But, yeah, football's going crazy this year. The Dolphins beat the Falcons. Let's talk about that. The Dolphins beat the Falcons, okay? Green Bay lost Aaron Rodgers. We have the worst play that many people on the radio have been calling the worst play call worst referee overturn,
New York overturn review call.
And they're calling it one of the worst overturns in NFL history.
It is, because Seferian-Jenkins never lost possession, and even if he did, how can you overturn that?
He didn't.
There's not even close to enough evidence to overturn that, and even it's favoritism of the Patriots.
Just listen to this. I picked the Falcons over the Dolphins, and the spread was in the Falcons' favor by 10 points. Think about that. I picked the Packers over the Vikings for obvious reasons. That spread is killed. It was 6 points. And then I picked the Redskins over the 49ers. The spread was 10 points. They won by 3. It's ridiculous. Football is becoming... Well, football's dying, but...
Kind of unwatchable.
Yeah. These teams that... Like, there's no... Like, you're not... Every week you sit down on your couch and you're like, I know who's going to win this week. That's not there anymore.
But that's kind of a good thing, though. It's not good for you.
It's not good.
But it's good for the fans.
Well, I could sit down every week and know who's going to lose, and the Giants are, but
they just beat one of the best teams in football.
I know, but, there's going to be room for shock, but every week there's been a shock. How the hell do the Falcons lose to the Dolphins? I'm sorry, but... Kyle Shanahan is making the San Francisco 49ers look like a way better team. They're bringing teams to overtime. They're looking like a way better team than they were. And
with CJ Bedford, a quarterback, too.
Yeah, and they have nothing going for them. And and Navarro Bowman left, right?
Yeah.
So you have what?
Retired.
He did?
Yeah.
I thought, no, he didn't retire. He just... They requested a release. He's signing with another team.
No, he retired.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did. You can look that up. He retired.
When did he retire?
In the offseason, he retired. Early age, he retired.
Navarro Bowman did not retire.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Ready?
Navarro Bowman.
Retired.
No, it is not. Navarro Bowman was cut last week, and he's meeting with the New Orleans Saints. Listen, football.
Who's the 49ers player that retired?
It was like some young offensive
It was not some young offensive tackle. It was one of the best players in that defense. So you tell me who it was. Patrick Willis. Patrick Willis.
Patrick Willis.
That's a big difference. But that's one of the best players in NFL history.
What? Oh, my God. All right.
Patrick Willis.
Okay. So Navarro Bowman obviously leaves the 49ers. He's going to be on a new team. And the 49ers are being carried. Kyle Shanahan is proving himself. Kyle Shanahan's proving himself to be a good coach. Obviously, the record of the 49ers is not holding up, but he is proving that he was not a fluke for the Atlanta Falcons, but the Atlanta Falcons are proving that they might be a fluke without him.
Might need him, yeah.
And Matt Ryan is, they say Matty Ice. Yeah, he's Matty Ice because he's been cold this whole season. He hasn't been, Matt Ryan. Obviously, Freeman is playing great. Freeman's been great.
Tevin Coleman's been great.
Tevin Coleman's been great. That is the weirdest system in the NFL, and it's working. And
it's the only thing that works on the team right now.
But it's just, there's so many question marks in the NFL, and you had a team in the Dolphins that you were like, all right, finally they're going to compete this year, and then Tannehill goes down, and then Jay Cutler is the biggest pile of just human garbage playing quarterback, and it's just watching all these games. It's like every single game you sit down and you're like, ugh. You support your own team. If you're a Falcons fan, I cannot imagine how pissed off you are from how they're playing.
Yeah.
I can't. And obviously I'm a Giants fan. I came into the season, I was like, I'm hyped. 0-5. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? And this NFL season is looking like one of the weirdest seasons, and for that reason, viewership is down amongst other things that we're not going to talk about. We've talked about
that
enough.
before. It's not because of the games, you know that. Before we have to go, though, I want to talk about football. I want to talk about tonight's game, actually, with the Colts versus the Titans. And it's a weird game to talk about, but it's a big quarterback matchup between Jacoby Brissett and Matt Castle.
Listen, you can make yourself chuckle as much as you want. That's a terrible matchup.
I'm serious. Jacoby Brissett's actually played really well, and I want to talk about that.
Jacoby Brissett's a great play. Listen, you got somebody out of the... Listen, Patriots play well. It's proven. Belichick turns players that are no names into names. It's just how it's been.
But it took Brissett a couple weeks in Indianapolis to get used to the system.
Yes.
And now he's running for 50 yards a week. He's getting rushing touchdowns. He's passing over defenses.
Brissett's good.
I don't know where Brissett came from, but all of a sudden if Andrew Luck, he's the highest paid player in the NFL. If they can get out of that contract somehow with all his injuries every single year, they might do it in favor of Brissett.
Yeah, and I know a couple of teams that are looking for quarterbacks, obviously.
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
Like, as a Jet fan, I wouldn't mind going to get Andrew Luck.
Jacksonville, the Jets. Now, unfortunately, we're looking at the Giants.
Giants are not a Luck suitor.
But Ben McAdoo needs to be fired. If he's not fired, and we continue another year with him, Eli Manning is going to die in the system. He's going to get hit so hard that his friggin' helmet is going to explode. Ben McAdoo is like, you know what? We need a running quarterback. If your offensive line sucks, you're not going to be good. Seattle, it's proven they're winning somehow, but Russell Wilson's a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what happens? He's getting killed every week. Cam Newton got killed for the Panthers. It's going to happen. So you really need to start stepping up your game.
Trubisky, it's already happening to him.
But Trubisky is not a mobile quarterback.
Yes, he is. Mitch Trubisky, of course he is.
Okay, hasn't been doing it. He hasn't been doing it because he has no offensive line. You need a line.
He tried to do it this week, and he got absolutely wrecked on one of the plays, and he stopped.
Okay, but it's also a team that doesn't have the offensive players other than Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen. They don't have the offensive players to be a great team yet.
Tariq Cohen had a really good pass this week, by the way.
Yeah. And he best pass on the Chicago Bears all year. You want to know why that's scary? He's a running back, and a running back that is a pass-catching running back,
a 5'2" running back too.
My God, this is just a weird year for football. I think we could all agree about that. We could all agree on that. And quickly, if you want to deviate, we had this idea to bring up at the end of the show. We have a couple of more minutes. I think we should do it. We were going to bring up 3 ideas, some that have to do with the sports world, some that don't. We're going to just do one unique one each. You want to do it that way?
Yeah, you could start then.
We'll do one unique one each. We're going to do it on the fly. We don't know each other's topics beforehand. Yada, yada, yada. You know the deal. Okay? I'm going to talk about replay and how much it's detrimentally impacting sports.
And that's basically based off Safarian Jenkins' play this week.
And it has a lot to do with that, but this is basically broken rules or broken replay. You pick. We got refs in the NFL that know the rules. Or do they? Because last night we have the biggest play call in the Jets season so far this year, the biggest overturn by far this year. They got absolutely decimated out of a win. I think they had that game. Yeah. They had momentum. If they beat the Patriots this year, they're a playoff team. That's my opinion. They still have one more game against them later in the year, but here's the thing. I think that, obviously, a lot of people agree. Even Patriots fans on Twitter were agreeing that was a terrible, terrible call. Obviously, negatively impacted the entire game for the Jets. Obviously, negatively impacted the outlook on replay. What does it do? Every sport, what does it do? It does nothing. You have replays that should be overturned and aren't, and then you look back in time and you go, well, that Armando Galarraga perfect game could have been overturned by a replay. It's
really a topic I'd love to debate with you and love to get into.
Yeah.
And it's a topic we probably should bring up next week. Because we're running out of time, we only have 2 minutes. We don't have time for that conversation right now, but I want to have it.
All right, but let me just give me my blanketed opinion on it. replay needs to be fixed. If we want to talk about that next week, I think we actually
probably should,
open
because
up the
it's a big
show
topic.
because we don't have a lot of time. But obviously, we're gonna have time next week. We're gonna have a whole another hour and a half, hopefully, or an hour. But do you want to bring up anything, or are we good for the day?
We're going to bring up college football real quick, how we won't get into it really because we don't have time, but Washington State, Washington, and Clemson all lost this week. 3 top 10 teams, and also Auburn losing to LSU, have blown a 20-point lead. College football's been crazy this year, but the problem with it is that I don't think any team is close to Alabama.
So who wins the tourney this year?
Alabama. But the problem is, there's no one to compete with them, and that's going to hurt the ratings of the sport.
Yeah, but it's college football, and the players don't make money, so who cares?
They shouldn't be making money.
You're ridiculous.
No, they shouldn't.
You're ridiculous. The NCAA is one of the richest organizations in all of sports history. That's another thing we'll debate next week, and we'll bring it up at the beginning of the show. We'll start off with that.
We will.
We'll make sure we remember. And otherwise...
From Iona College, I'm Jake Denise.
And I'm Joe Sorrentino.
Signing out.
Peace.